It is March the 16th, and we're going to plant some potatoes. We're going to start off on the back porch. This is the trash can that I put my ashes in out of the wood stove. So I'm going to take some of those to the basement with me. That should be enough. All right. So I bought 10 pounds of potatoes. Should be more than enough. Some of the potatoes are bigger than I really need to plant. So what we want to do is sort of quarter this up or third it up or whatever, but the idea is this is way too big. we can probably get 4 tomato plants out of this one. We want to leave a few eyes on each piece, so we'll start off right here. Trying to do this one hand. I should have gotten a bigger knife, but this was in my pocket. All right, so we've got eyes on both sides. So now that one's quartered. There's a big eye there already started, but there's a couple more over here, so we'll cut that in half. And the next thing we want to do is put these in wood ash. That's it. Supposedly keeps these from rotting. I'm planting these today, but we're expecting rain tomorrow. So I'm going to dip all these in wood ash, and then we'll go out to the garden. I'm going to cut this whole bag up. Dip them in wood ash, like such. And then we'll go to the garden and plant them. So that's 10 pounds of potatoes. I can't remember what I planted last year. I want to say I planted 15 pounds last year. I planted a 100-foot row. Whatever it was a 100-foot row. And it was way too many potatoes. This is 10 pounds. Maybe I'll do a half a row or 2/3 of a row or something, but still going to be more than we can eat. But let's go plant them. We're going to the garden. Let's see, we need a hoe. And got a triangle shaped hoe, but I don't see it. I don't know what I've done with it. Oh well, I'll make do with this regular hoe. And as long as we're going to the garden, let's see, I ordered some fava beans. Some people call them broad beans. Never grown those. And some soybeans. All right, here's the garden. I've got a couple things planted in this row and this row already. So we're going to plant potatoes in this row, and then depending on how much we have left over, I may plant the fava beans and the soybeans here. May plant them here. We'll see how. This is the row between here. I'm going to go right down the middle, and I'm going to dig out a hole. I want to plant my potatoes fairly deep, so I'm going to do this number all the way down the row. And I'm probably going to try to plant my potatoes at least that deep. I want that. You know, what is that? 6 or 8 inches. That's what I'm going to try to do the entire length of the row, and then just drop potatoes in. I'm going to do that. I can't operate this hoe with one hand, so I'm going to do this and be back in a minute. All right. I dug a trench down about half of the row. Maybe not quite half. Yeah, about half. Only because I don't know how far my potatoes go, and if I'll want to plant something at the other end, the other end of the row, I don't want to mess it up. So we'll see how this looks. I'll go ahead and plant potatoes. Just going to drop them every maybe 6 inches or so, and then cover them up. Got my hoe. I don't think I'm going to be able to do this one-handed, but give you an idea. There's not much, just kind of cover them up. All right, this is kind of a pain one-handed, so I'm going to go finish it up with both hands. All covered up. And we're going to go the next row over and plant the fava beans and the soybeans. Those will do sort of similar to the potatoes, only they'll be planted about every 2 inches. And the rows won't be so deep, and I'm gonna do 2 furrows in the middle of this row instead of just 1 down the middle. Gives you an idea. Let's see if I can do it and film it. Here we go. Having a garden isn't magic. There's a rock. Beans you just don't have to plant super deep. All right. Let's see how far our beans go planting that. Yesterday afternoon when I was doing this with a visit to the in-laws, they're next door building a house. And it was dark when I got done, so here it is the next morning, and I'm gonna plant these soybeans using some from Johnny's Tohya, T-O-H-Y-A, Tohya maybe, I'm not sure. So we're gonna plant these about every 2 inches. See, we really need to get behind that fence post. Alright, so that's, that pound may do a little more than what I was thinking. But anyway, so this is what I'm going to do. I'll show you what it looks like when I get through. I'm going to use 2 hands though. Alright, so 1 pound of Johnny's soybean seeds, that variety, did a double 100-foot row. I've got about that many left over. I'm not going to save them, I'll just go scatter those in the row somewhere, but if you did single rows, you could get 200 feet. If you did double rows like I do, you can get these covered up. I cover this stuff up. It's going to be sort of difficult with one hand here, but maybe you'll get the idea. Alright, that's halfway. Then what you see is there's some places like this where it didn't quite fill in. So I'm just going to drag it back over it again. Only did a half of it, but that's sort of it in a row. All right, this is what I'm planning. So, I've got my couple of furrows here. These beans are supposed to be every 5 to 6 inches apart, so I'm thinking something about like that. All right, so you get the picture here. I'm going to go finish doing this with 2 hands.